Hi everybody, it's Nathan from Clueless Plant Duo and Crystal's in the background.
Hi guys.
Today we are going to simplify things for you. When it comes to lighting, there's a lot of information out there. And if you're like us, when you're reading it and you're trying to get your head wrapped around it, you can start to glaze over. Just
Amen.
way over. So we decide that we are going to simplify this for everybody and let you know what you can use for a starter pack. So basically, when you're looking through and you just want to be told what to get, this is almost what it is. By all means, keep researching it. If you're looking for the detailed stuff and how everything in lighting works, then there's other videos out there for you that you can discover that. But this one's going to be very basic and broken down so that even I can understand it. Right? So if I can understand it, you're probably in good hands. So first thing we're going to talk about is the different kinds of lights that are out there. They range anywhere from fluorescents to LEDs and blah, 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 blah. To each their own. I have, for the most part, and Crystal, we use LEDs. They are cheaper on energy. They give off the proper light spectrums that you are looking for. They don't overheat on you, and they get the job done, right? So
They don't look as bad in the house either, right?
they really don't,
No, they
right?
don't.
So some of the setups that you see out there, I mean, they're functional, but we also want our stuff to look aesthetically pleasing. So the first set of lights I would like to talk about, well, actually, it's the brand, is Barina. A very popular brand. If you're going to look all over the internet, you're going to find that this is one of those lights that is very highly recommended. And I can see why. I've used these through a bunch of my cabinets, and Crystal uses them on her shelves at her place, right? So this is a Barina T5, and you have all the different LEDs that are in there, and it gives off your full spectrums of your reds, whites, and blues, which is what you want because it's going to help with your rooting, it's going to help with basic growth, and then it's going to help with actual leaves. Okay, so T5, which is basically the lowest intensity of light that they provide. So I'm going to set this down in front of me, and I'm going to show you the other one. The next one up is going to be the T8. So this is just a little bit bigger. It has like a double strip of LEDs on it. And this is basically the next strongest one that you can get. The final one that I use is T10. So with the T10, this is like a 4-foot model one, right? Black, it just keeps going, it just keeps going, and it keeps going. So this is a floor model that actually comes with a tripod connected to, so that way you could just place it around and put it in front of anything that you want. And it also comes with a little clip, right? So if you have it on a timer or don't, this is going to make it really, really easy. So I want to show you is the foot candles on each one of these so that you can understand on what each one reads so you can see the different intensity. The one good thing that I like about these is none of them get hot. Okay, so I've dropped the camera down so I can actually show you this part. I have 2 containers here set up, basically at 11.5 inches, one on each side. So I can set the light across the top so that I could show you, and that way each time that I show, it is set up in the exact same spot. So right now, the first one I'm starting with is the T5, right? And if I throw this light meter, so this part right here, I put that directly below the light, right? It will read on how many foot candles that your plant is receiving from this light 11 to 12 inches away. Okay. The next one that I'm going to do is the T8. So this is the next little stronger one. It might be a little bit brighter, and I do apologize if you get a little bit of kickback. But set up the meter again with that light. Oh, let's turn that around so you guys can see that, right? So now we're over 400 foot candles. So same distance away, but just a stronger light. Then your final one that we do will be the T10, which just turn that on again. The foot candles that you're reading from this is nearly 700. So we've gone from a 200 and change to almost 700 just by switching out one light to the next to the next. But that foot candles is the number that you need to at least get you started to understanding approximately what your plant is going to appreciate. I'm going to point out to you guys that when you're using the T5s and the T8s or whatever you decide to choose, so in this example, I've given you 11 inches, 12 inches. The closer that you get to your plants, the higher that foot candles is going to read. So that's super important. Also, the meter that I'm using here, I'll put a picture up on the screen somewhere. Maybe I don't know if I need to shoot off over here, but put a picture on the screen. It's about $40 on Amazon, and I don't really use all the extra settings on here. I just get to the foot candles part and I just roll with that. So like it serves its purpose. I'm just keeping it simple for you guys. But some of the other lights that we use, I'm going to just do a quick reel here for you guys so that you can see the other easy LED ones that I have been using that have helped my plants continue thriving in my environment, right? So the first one I'm going to do is going to be behind me here at the light. So I'm going to turn my meter on, and I'm going to set it to the foot candle setting. And then this way, you guys can see what kind of reading I can get from these little round LEDs. The other ones I'm going to take you around to as well is going to be in the kitchen. If you can see under here, the actual panels, they're super thin, so it's not intrusive. So it's visually appealing and it's aesthetically pleasing, but they give off quite a bit of light when you start getting close. Everything here is more than happy. So as I said earlier, is I use the T5s and the T10s in my cabinets. So I wanted to point out that a perk of the T5s is that they actually daisy chain together, which means they just go from one to the other, right? So you do have your plug-in side, and then they give you another cord, and then when you plug in to the other one, and I'm far from handy apparently, right? So now they both come on at the same time, right? So Crystal has her shelf set up where it's run right across, and I'll put that up as well. When we get to my cabinets, I'm running the T8s inside those ones. And if you notice, the plants that can withstand a higher level of light are closest to those T8s. And then the ones that don't need as much light are further back from it. So you just set something up like that and get it started. And the plant will tell you whether or not it is needing some more light or if it's actually happy right the way it is. When it comes to knowing your plant, you could look up online your plant and how many foot candles or at least what kind of light it requires, right? So there's a few charts out there. I think I'll put one up on the screen too, that it'll tell you that a low light might be 250 foot candles and that high light might be 1,000 foot candles. And I've seen a couple different charts that they're not the exact same. So the chart that I'm posting to you is, in my opinion, on the lower end. So I would start with that and see how they do, and then you can make the adjustments accordingly. Just take your time with it. You don't need to nail it or be knocking it out of the park right off the hop. This other one I want to show you is the halo lights, right? I don't have a lot of these, but I did use these for a decent amount of time. I have a shelf over in the corner there, and I used it with my ZZ Raven, and it did push out new growth using this. So It's not over there anymore. It's right there behind me, living a little bit of a better life. If you guys do have any questions about the products that we're using, try to put it up on the screen, be transparent. If you have questions, put it down in the comments. We'll talk to you about it. We'll give you our opinion on it. We're not sponsored by any of these. These are just our actual experiences. We're not experts. We're enthusiasts, and we've found that these have worked. And just trying to get it to you guys so that
You don't go through what we had to go through.
yeah, like take the confusion out of everything, right? Like start it off, try them out. Later on, if you want to up your game, then you'll be starting to look into things like Sansi bulbs and like here where I have the Soltec pendant, and up top I have the Soltec track lighting, and like that's top of the line stuff that you don't need to have at this point. That'll be a whole nother video, but hopefully we're all striving to get to that point. So anyways, that's gonna be about it. Hopefully like this helped you guys out. Just keep a few things in mind. Foot candles, do a little bit of research on what kind of lighting that they require, and just listen to your plants. They'll tell you whether or not they're not liking what you've given them. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching, bringing us into your home, and we'll see you guys on the next one.